Alrighty, I've just been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this ring mouth to finish spouting so that I can do this without being visually impaired, hopefully. Just going to show you solar spice crawling. I've done this a lot. It's completely safe. I've never had a problem. So I'll show you what I do or how I do it. So the idea is to completely negate the worm aggro, only be on the sand long enough for to get as much as you can without building aggro to a point you get even a roaming worm. So hopefully we won't even see any roamers. Now I drop myself in the middle so that if the worst case scenario I do get some problem, at least my carrier is going to be parked the closest possible place to me, regardless of where I am on the sand. So you don't need to do circles. I just do lines because it's cleaner. It's easier to do to get the entire spice thing by doing nice clean lines. So we drop the crawler, we park to the left-hand side because when you exit the crawler, you're directly, or you hop out to the left. So by parking to the left-hand side, uh, so you see we've got no spice. Um, it's a little bit damaged, but otherwise good. We've got dampened tread, a Regis canister, and I've just moving auto forward at max velocity and vacuuming. So we're going to do down one row and then reverse back over it, and we get almost all of it. Um, Sometimes it leaves a bit of a trail, but it's relatively clean. And by doing this, my crawler ends up back at the carrier, ready to jump out and go up to at least 450 feet. I go to 500, and then back down and do another row. So we should get around 5,000 to 7,500 spice per run, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes less. And you just keep doing that until you're full. I'm just going to listen out for rumblings of what do you call it, a wandering worm. If I do get wandering worms, if they come close, you can build aggro a lot faster. So I like to go up and wait for the wandering worm to leave so I don't build up that aggro. So we've got, which is coming up on 7,000. So maybe I'll fast forward through this video, or you can fast forward through. I'm not an expert video editor, because this I expect will take about half an hour with the Regis canister to get a full load. We'll see. So by parking right beside it, I can very quickly just scoot over, pick it up, and up we go. Into free cam mode, spin around, look for worms. I don't see anything. We're at 500 meters. Let's go back down. Fill up on water. And park. As you can see, I've got a really high latency, so this is doable even with a high latency. It's probably one of the few things that is doable with a high latency. I'm doing this for the first time solo crawling after the recent big update. Whatever version it was that introduced the change to combat and the ability to carry vehicles through the world map. They have changed worm aggro a little, or where the worm breaches at least. So whether they've altered worm aggro or not, I don't know, but so far so good. See how we go. In the event that I do get a worm aggro, a worm breach, I'll just pull up the vacuum and haul my ass back to the carrier as fast as I can, drive back, because it's going to be faster than me running, and it's going to be faster than me trying to get the carrier back to the crawler to pick it up. Now I do have the skills for crawling, extra yield, so that helps a lot. Extra 20%. I try to never refuel if I can help it on the sand. Like I'll let my fuel go really low and then I'll refuel when I'm back near the carrier, such that the refueling aggro will be reset when I go up anyway. The most important thing, the thing I've seen people get breached and swallowed by worms with is being overly greedy. Don't never deviate from, never get more than the 7.5 or so thousand sand, or 5,000 if you don't have dampened treads. Because as soon as you start getting greedy, that's when you're going to, when the aggro builds to the point you get a breach. So just, yeah, don't get greedy. Now, this only works with one person on the sand, by the way. As soon as you get another person here, the aggro build-up is significantly higher. Like, even if you just have someone hovering around, it seems to build aggro faster. I'm just gonna, yeah, I am gonna make an entire, like, I'm gonna record the entire from beginning to end, non-stop, just, for the record that it is doable, the entire process. I could, and I'm planning to do at least 3 runs on this spice. I could do 4 and still get a little bit more out of it after that. But currently, I just don't have the capacity to store that many runs. So, we'll see. Maybe I can slap down some more chests. Now, usually, I'm not going to bother going too far out on the sand, because that sand gets so thin there, you don't really get much from it. See, as you can see, it's not perfectly clean, but I am getting the vast majority of the sand, even in the really heavy purple bits. And I'm just going max speed. Oops, I went too far. It's too busy looking at my trail. Look around for worms. I don't see any wanderers. Go to 500, go back down. So I am doing this on a PvE server too, because, whoops, I'm going to get thrown here. This is going to be bad. Oh, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, doing it on a PVE server, so there is that. Don't have to worry about hostiles. Yeah, I don't imagine solo crawling is a good idea on a populated server in a PvP zone. I can't see that going well. But, if you can manage protection, then it is very doable. If you want to play this is Holiday Spice. Holiday spelled Holdy Spice. It's a free to join and play server. They do have a optional starter pack or the ability to give donations, which would be extremely well received, I imagine, because running a Spice World is, I mean, this is through X Realm and they charge 300 and they start at 350 US um, just to rent a world. So it's not a month, sorry. So it's not cheap. But yeah, really good server, great community. People try and help each other out. It's very much PVE, and the server runs really well. As you can see, I have a super high latency because I'm playing very far from the US East where the server is hosted. But it's still doable, even with the high latency, still playable. Where are we at? About 300 meters. So as you can see, I've had no worm sign, not even a roamer. Um, I mean, you do sometimes get random roamers, like they can be just purely random. I'm kind of hoping we do get a roamer, just so that I can demonstrate. You just wait for it to leave, go up, wait for it to leave, go back down, carry on, no problem. Let's go all the way out on this one. It's nice and thick. I wonder if they're going to put Regis canisters on the Landstrat or in the loot pool, because now that we can't use glitches to repair them, depending on how much spice harvesting you do, this thing's going to get really damaged really fast and be unreplaceable unless I can keep buying them from the Landstrat. We'll see. They already have you can get dampened treads on the Landstrat. It's the only place I know of to get them outside of the vendor. And you only get one, which is not very helpful. It'd be nice if they dropped two, not one. Funcom, hint, hint. Um, so maybe they'll put canisters on there too. Be nice. Otherwise, we'll just have to focus on getting vehicle vendor every few weeks, maybe. Or whenever it comes up. How are we doing so far? So we're on 15 of 30 slots, half full. Any worms? No. Okay. A little bit thrown. I think getting thrown is related to moving at the time your the vehicle hits the ground or is about to hit the ground. So as long as you get stationary, you should be fine. And I don't know whether vehicles slamming into the ground generates more aggro or not with worms. It's hard to tell. I've never had a problem having my vehicle slammed into the ground and still landing and crawling. So I'm going to say no, it doesn't affect aggro any more than just landing would. Oh, this is a terrible line. Why? Is it just really thick here? Yeah, so once again, I aim for about 7,500 with dampened treads, so one full width line. With normal treads, I usually do a half line, but I have found that you could handle about 500 sand, 5,000 sand. So yeah, dampened treads 7,500, normal treads about 5,000. You wouldn't want to go too much over that, or it starts building aggro. But yeah, so without dampened treads, I just do a half line generally, or 2/3. No wanderers, roamers. So when I'm doing this, obviously, I don't wear any gear that I can afford to lose. Like, I mean, you could do this naked. I like to wear a still suit just for the extra water slowly seeping into my bones. But yeah, I'm just wearing this cheap Mercab still suit, cheap power pack, and full suspensor in case I do fall from the air. I need to soften my landing. You never know what could happen, right? This game likes to throw you curveballs. I've had so many people, so many friends go out crawling with their all their best gear, going, this will be fine. I won't get a breach. We'll just harvest and we'll go home. And then something happens, server crashes, or some players come along and stir up aggro, or you try exiting the crawler and end up inside the crawler and you can't get out, and then you panic and try and use a suspensor and get a breach and then get swallowed and then lose all your gear. So just don't. Just don't bring your best gear. You don't need it. Your crawling space. Not that I'm telling you what to do. If you want to bring your best gear, go for it. I'll just snicker in the corner when you lose it. All right, how are we doing? 21 of 30. So given that one line is about 3 slots, we're looking at about another 3 lines at least, probably 4. As you get further out, the spice gets a little less and less. So I'll plan for another 4 rows, 3 and a bit. So when I lift up, I'm just holding up the entire time. Even when I um, um, go to the side to pick up the crawler, I'm still going up the whole time because it takes a little while to build up that vertical speed. So, well, I'm coming down too fast. So you want to try and keep that momentum going even as you pick up the crawler. Make sure you get up. So if you're not aware, I'm using the default key is right shift to auto auto move, and in a vehicle, you can open up other windows and it doesn't stop you moving, you'll just keep going forwards. So doing that's a good time to check your inventory, check your durability, your fuel, whatever, while you're going forwards, auto running. Of course, you can't auto run backwards. That would be nice, but no. I'm not even sure this thing was meant to vacuum backwards, but it does. So let's use it. And it seems to me that it vacuums up just as fast going backwards as forwards. Like, I don't think its orientation matters. All it's doing is seeing whatever's near the vacuum and sucking it up, regardless of what direction you're going. Now, all we need is a flower sands vacuum. That'd be freaking awesome. Not going to happen, but it's nice to dream. I wonder if I can get a full fuel tank out of this. I think I could probably complete an entire canister of spice without refueling. We'll see. No roamers. So every time I get out, I hop in the crawler. I press C to put the vacuum down and hit right shift to start moving. 25 of 30. So we've got another 2 rows. It's getting pretty thin up here, but we'll keep going right to the outside. Yeah, so we're starting to get less from our row now. So probably more like around 6 to 7,000 rather than over 7.5. So this is where people start to get greedy, or from my observation. They're like, oh, I can just get a little bit more to cap out. It's like, no, don't. I mean, I've seen someone get swallowed um, while trying to get that last 1,000 spice to fill up the canister. Like, it's just don't. It only takes a few seconds to go up and back down again. You know, in the grand scheme of things, we've been on the spice now for, I don't know, how long has this taken us so far? How can I tell? Don't know. But anyway, what's another minute, right? Or 30 seconds? Yeah, so we'll do one more row and that should cap it out. And then back home. No roamers. Oh, so no roaming worms or breaches or anything, so I couldn't demonstrate any of that. But um, if you do get a breach, um, you can completely reset the aggro. I like to go, I go to 500 meters and then just wait. But if you just go up to 650 and then back down again, um, ideally waiting for the worm to leave. But even if you just go straight back down, it should fully reset aggro. But yeah, I would just go to 500 or so and then just wait for the worm to actually fully leave. And then you've definitely reset aggro. Um, I've got some other videos I'm going to make on little tips and tricks or things that seem to get asked a lot. But if there's any other content that you would like to see, uh, like I can't think of anything offhand, but um, yeah, routes of resource gathering routes or anything like that, then just let me know. I'll see if I can make videos. I'm not an expert by any means, but I've been playing for a long time, so I'm I've got some systems that I use that work for me. Maybe they'll work for you. All right, so it's going to cap out. My vacuum's going to lift up, and then we'll just drive back to the crawler and leave. Here we go. And when I come back, I'll just start on the other side because that has the most spice. See, as you can see, you can haul haul ass pretty quick um, with the vacuum up. So even if you get a breach, I've on one occasion, I've only really on one occasion I have gotten a breach and had to haul ass back, and I still made it. It was pretty close, but that was months ago when aggro was different. Anyway, that's it. I'm not going to record flying all the way home. Yeah, any questions, throw them in the comments and I'll try to respond. Good luck. Happy solo crawling.